say fellow teachers because I am a teacher myself, and I have been teaching for over 30 years now. Yeah. Don't look at my size, taking that I'm 35. In the teaching field alone is 30 years, and I have touched every level of education, starting from primary to JSS to secondary school to university right now. So whatever I have today to share, I'm trying to share with you so that whenever you step your foot into the classroom, you are walking in with confidence. Okay? Knowledge, I cannot give knowledge to my son or daughter as inheritance. So, and there's no value, there's no worth to knowledge if you don't share it. Okay, so like I said, if I die today, my son cannot cut my head and go and then work with my head. What we can inherit is my property. But this is called academic property. Okay? He cannot inherit. So all I need to do is to share the knowledge that I have. I do not have all the knowledge in education, but I try to share the little that I know, so that it will also help you people in the future. So this is called part of it's called professional development. Okay, so we are in the profession of what? Teaching. So we are trying to do what we can do to develop you professionally. And the topic, there are so many topics, but we don't have much time to teach you everything. So what we are going to look at today, focus today on is instilling discipline in the basic school. Instilling what? Discipline in the basic school. So let's look at that. So with this topic, we are going to look at discipline versus punishment. Discipline versus punishment. You know, in our everyday language, if they tell you a certain school, a particular school is disciplined, all we think about is punishment. Okay? So like they say, oh, if you go to a Baga training college, hey, they are very disciplined. If you jump, they will beat you. That's a misconception about discipline. Discipline is not about beating. Discipline is not about giving punishment. It might be part of it, but it is not absolutely punishment. So from today, take your minds off whenever they use the word discipline. It's not about beating somebody to change their mind or behavior outright. Okay? So today we walk out here knowing the difference between discipline and punishment. Okay? Yes. To start with, whereas punishment focuses only on the misbehavior, punishment focuses on only the misbehavior. Discipline is to teach the child how to do the right thing. Okay? Punishment may include, but it is not discipline by itself. So discipline is focused on correcting the child to do the right thing. Okay? Discipline is achieved by certain limits, giving students responsibilities, helping them develop confidence in their abilities, and teaching them how to solve problems and make good judgments, as well as correcting misbehavior. So that the last sentence, misbehavior, now brings in punishment. But discipline itself is not just punishment. Then I'm going to explain them. Giving students responsibility. Yes, you've been doing it here. And what is it? The responsibility is giving students clothes to clean, sweep before they go to class every day. Is it not a responsibility? What are you indirectly teaching them? Responsibility. So when you get up in your house before you leave, make sure you tidy your room, your house, wherever you live before you leave. You go to wherever you're going. And that is what you people are training them here. If society fails, it is the teachers that have failed. That's our job. Consider it. Now, these students were with you over 8 hours. They are going home. When they get home, they eat. They may or may not eat. Maybe they have assignment to do. 2-3 hours, they are going to bed. next morning, what they are thinking, they are coming back to school. So they spend more hours in the school, in your hands, than in their own house. So if a child grows to be bad, it is we teachers who have failed them. Do you agree? Because they spend more hours with us than their own parents. So we have a duty to change society. So discipline is by giving the students responsibility, helping them to develop confidence in their abilities. Okay, somebody is a boy, he can play football, that's ability, so help him to develop that. He's somebody who is academically good, help him to go that way. 1. Teachers are intelligent professionals who have been trained to use their minds. That's assumption number 1. Teachers are intelligent professionals who have been trained to use their minds. So all of you sitting here are intelligent. If you didn't know, we are telling you today, no fool teaches children. Okay? So if you didn't know what you know today and you're sitting here teaching them, no, they wouldn't have employed you. So you calling yourself a teacher today is considered an intelligent professional. That's assumption number 1. Assumption number 2, children are not born bad. Assumption number 2, children are not born bad. So as a teacher, dealing with so many students, don't just look at a child and say, this child is going to be a criminal in the future. No. No child, with this assumption, no child is born bad. So don't just look at the experience a child's face and be like, oh, he's going to be a liar tomorrow. He's going to be a criminal tomorrow. No. If that happens, it is the environment that have changed them. Okay? So when you are screwed to a certain environment where you cannot develop the way you want to develop, then you begin to develop your own code. Okay, and what is the code? The code is criminal because you have no way to go. You have nowhere to go, and you just say, I don't know. When the Muslims say madala, what is it? It is what it is. Okay, so if I become a thief, when I become a criminal, it's me and my God. Okay, so the assumption is that children are not born bad. Third assumption. Teachers can make a difference in the lives of children. Teachers can make a difference in the lives of children. And now I'm going to expand on them. Assumption number 1. Teachers are intelligent professionals who have been trained to use their minds. Teachers can provide instant system where the teacher does not have to take time to think. Okay, we provide a system where we do not have to take time to think because we are what? We are intelligent professionals. So assuming you have met a situation, a terrible situation in your class, and you feel like, hey, you cannot handle it. Quickly run to the next class. Hey, Ramatu, can you come here? Come and give me a help. This is what is happening. I can't help. So if Ramatu feels that the two of you cannot handle that situation, the next thing is to run to the headmaster. I call the headmaster very quick. This is happening, so it's beyond our control. What can we do? And if the headmaster feels that he cannot handle it either, he has to call the proprietor. So the proprietor, knowing that where he is and then getting here, the situation will not be solved. Proprietor will say, call 911. I mean police. In our case, we call 911. Call the police. Police will be the final savior to come and help the situation. So we teachers as intelligent professionals, using our minds, sometimes we don't have to think too much in order to solve an immediate, urgent problem. Is this clear? Good. As teachers, okay, let's move to the assumption number 2. children are not born bad. Children are not born bad. All children enter the world innocent with the potential of goodness. Okay? All children enter the world innocent. That means they don't know anything. We bring them forth and they are coming out raw, male or female, innocent. So they don't know the good from the bad. Okay? But what happens? They come into the world totally naked, helpless physically, socially, emotionally. It is therefore up to us teachers to steer them into a positive direction. So when children come onto the earth like this, they are in our hands as teachers to be able to direct them like the steer of the Lord. So when you get into your car, the car cannot move until you hold your steer and then direct where the car is supposed to go. So a child coming to the earth innocent becomes a steer in the hands of the teacher. And we have to direct that child where they should go. And what is the direction? Teaching them. And later on discovering their skills. Or he's going to be a very pilic, so go football way. Or he's going to be a academician, go this way. Or he's going to be somebody who has a different skill, go this way. And that's how we teachers direct. Approach to praise with behavior and learning problems. Specific discipline method. Approach to strength with behavior and learning problems. Discipline often poses a greater challenge in our schools because of the pressure society has imposed on individuals and families. The effects of drug abuse, spousal abuse, child abuse and neglect, community and media-generated violence, poverty, and single parenting take a toll on discipline in our school. Okay, so these are the problems that make discipline very hard in our school. Okay, now I'm going to quote one educationist, what he said about students coming with problems. It's called Maryland. According to Maryland Goodman, 1997, due to these social abuses, children haul the baggage of dysfunction straight into the classroom and unpack their pain masqueraded in the wraps of misbehavior and underachievement. This is difficult. I'll interpret it. I'll break it down. Okay? He said, and I quote, due to these social abuses, okay, the social abuse, I repeat them, drug abuse, spousal abuse, child abuse, and neglect, community and media-generated violence, poverty, single parenthood. So these are the social abuse. So now what are their effects to the child? So this educational researcher said that due to these social abuses, children haul the baggage of dysfunction straight into the classroom and unpack these pains masqueraded in the wrap of misbehavior and other achievement. So what he's trying to say is that any child who is being abused or neglected from the home comes to the school with that pain. They come to the classroom with that pain and then unpack them. How do they unpack them? They use them as aggression on their colleagues. Okay? A child is sitting down and then another child is saying, can you give me your pencil? Can you give me then that child is sitting down with that tension in him from the heart. So he's looking for a little bit window to unpack that pain into the next person. And we as teachers, we see it. If you don't see it now, start observing. Maybe those of you teaching at the nursery level, you may not see it. But starting from class 4 to B6 to JSS, that happens a lot. Students come from home with their problems and they unpack their pain into the classroom by trying to fight with being aggressive, fight with teachers, fight with themselves, and then making noise, not even learning, concentrating in the class. So this researcher says that with all these problems, the students come to school with them and try to unpack into the school. So we have to be observant. We have to know these and know how to handle them. Okay, these children often present major learning and behavior problems in our classroom, such as aggression. Okay, what are the exhibits? How do you know that a child is coming to school with family problem? Aggression is one of them. Okay, hyperactivity, spaceness, provocativeness. Okay, provocativeness, like a child who likes to provoke their colleagues, try to disturb while they are learning. He's pinching them, provocative. I think you are laughing. You have started seeing that in your class, right? Okay, yeah. So, hypervigilance and then inability to concentrate in the class. So there are some students, whatever you are singing, you are dancing, their mind is not in the class. Wherever their mind is only God knows. But you have to realize that this child is not normal. Maybe he or she is coming to school with something already on the back. So you have to observe that. And that is what we are trying to say here. Now, how do we find solutions to behavior and learning problems? This is what we're going to look at, how we can solve that. In order to solve behavior problems, we have to engage parents as partners in discipline. Engage parents as partners in discipline. Parents are the greater influence in their children's lives. Parents are the first and most long-term teachers. Parents are the first and most routine and schedule. Routine. So the routine, every morning when the first bell goes, is meant for assembly, to pray and march to the classroom. When the second bell goes, maybe first break. And when the third bell goes, maybe lunchtime. And the fourth one, routines and schedule. Okay? And the schedule is, okay, in the morning, your timetable may say, let's do social studies first. Then lesson 2, let's do math, let's do cultural studies, and those are the schedules for the day. 2, children must know what is expected of them when and why. Children must know what is expected of them when and why. Okay? So, as part of the discipline, as soon as students arrive here in the morning, they know they have a duty to sweep, right? So they will have either wait for their prefect to give them the clock, or they already know their permanent place to sweep. Okay? And the why, maybe if a child does a mistake and you punish them, the why is they want them to correct their behavior, their bad behavior. So that's part of the discipline that you've been doing again over and over, but we are trying to remind you that it is part of the discipline. Don't think that maybe you are just doing it for doing sake, but it's part of the discipline approach. The third approach to instilling discipline is by having class meetings. I don't know if you do it here. 15 to 30 minutes class meetings. Okay? Where you can have something like positive affirmation, a discussion of problems, and then making class decisions. I'll explain. Okay? Having class meetings 15 to 30 minutes time for positive affirmation. In your class, you can say, okay, Kojo, tell us one good thing that happened to you yesterday. Then he would begin to say, oh, when I was going home, I knocked my leg and then fell down, and Mariama came and helped me, pulled me up, and clean my clothes for me. That's positive affirmation. Okay? Then another person will say, oh, I was thirsty and I didn't have water to drink, my mouth was dry, and then somebody gave me water to drink. That saved me. That's what? Positive affirmation. What are you doing? You are trying to instill in the children how to take care of your neighbor. Okay, so the 15 to 20 minutes meeting with students and asking them what happened yesterday, who helped them, you see them bringing positive ones. Okay, don't give them chance to bring the negative ones yet. Okay, somebody will say, oh, somebody helped me, oh, thank you for me, for helping me. And somebody will say, oh, on Saturday, my friend came to my house and helped me and my mom to do laundry, to wash our clothes. That's positive affirmation. So the children begin to learn. So the children who were not able to do that, when they go home that week, they are looking for something to also come and report. And that's how you build the discipline in them. And try to train them growing up that we need to do what? Help ourselves whenever anybody needs help. We can also discuss our problems, but here be careful. Don't allow the children to go too much into their house problems, what their mom and father didn't do or did. You need to control that. But the child needs to tell you what is your problem. What somebody will tell you, sir or madam, my problem is every day, I've been coming to school late. They say, yes, it's because, normally here there's lack of water and we travel like 2 miles to fetch water. So that's why I've been coming here late. And that one is going to help her and you as a teacher. Maybe every day you are angry with her, she has been coming late, and maybe you have been caning her, but you have given that opportunity for the child to tell you the problem. So you know her problem, and you know how to adjust, to make adjustments with that student, and make sure she doesn't carry a table for 45 minutes. Is that more? You see, he experienced that in her class, and the teacher failed to understand why there's a lady, female student, who used to come to class late. That's her maid. So the teacher punished the lady to carry a table, enter a table and carry the head for 45 minutes. So what happened was that the lady dropped the table and cursed and walked away. And that was the end of her schooling. She dropped it. In future, if this girl now or neglected parents, we still have to work with the parents. Okay? Some of the students, what I say here is, yes, the students see that, but they still live with them because they have no other place to go. Yes. Some may choose not even to reveal outside. But if a child there reveals it, don't joke with it, take it down. Maybe you want to interview the child the next day. If they say the same thing the third time, then you need to report to the head teacher, and then you solve this child's problem because this child is leading to become somebody else because he or she has already experienced fighting in their house. So in future, it's going to be normal with that child. So instead of correcting that problem today, we will let it happen. And in future, the population is just facade. We have failed society. So we have that moral obligation to identify behavior and then solve it. Okay. We have other two approaches to discipline, where we have divided them into two. One, discipline with low-key tactics. Discipline with low-key tactics. And two, discipline with capital D. Discipline with low-key, yeah. Discipline with low-key tactics. And discipline with capital D. Yeah. And I'll tell you all of them. I know tomorrow it will be start being a jargon in the school. Okay, yeah. I mean, you also use it to teach others. Yeah. So, if a child misbehaves, here we are talking of the bad misbehavior here and the appropriate discipline method to take. So we have the discipline with low key, and then discipline with capital D. Now, the discipline with low key is what we call signaling and nonverbal. Signaling and nonverbal. Yeah. Signaling and nonverbal. Okay? Now, let me cite an example. You are in a classroom in the morning, and all of a sudden, one child slaps another child. Then you turn and look at that child for some seconds, and you wink your eye. Yeah. If that child is a good child, and the child may stop with the regret, but that winking. Yeah. So that's a discipline with low key by signaling with your eye. Maybe you didn't want to make noise. Maybe majority of students didn't hear, and you didn't want to distract the class. Yeah. So you wink at the child. The child has seen you eye to eye, and may even register in the head for so many years. If only the child is a good child, you won't know it again. So that's effective. Also, another one is by reminding and warning. Reminding and warning, that's low key. So what is the reminding and warning here? As soon as you step foot into the class, tell the students, today we are going to learn, and I don't expect noise in the class. And you cannot walk out like that until it is break time. If you think you want to go out and ease yourself, please raise your hand and then walk out fast, quietly, and come. And that's a warning. So that's low key discipline. And another one is ignoring and or doing nothing. It's similar to the signaling. Ignoring and or doing nothing. The child has done something, you have seen it. But it's too minor than you saying something to distract the whole class. So you have seen it. So it doesn't have much effect. So ignore it. But be watchful. If he or she repeats it, then now you know what the next step to take. But the first time, you ignore it. But we, today's teachers, any little mistake, come here, you are getting some change, you are distracting the class. Beatings. And that is the concept of discipline that I started with. That we teachers, we think that discipline is just by caning. No. There are so many things in the discipline than by just caning. So little things come. 5 canes, come. Somebody is late, carry table for 45 minutes. That's so hard. So we go back to our class and then tell that your teacher not to do that. Okay. Yes. So these are the low-key disciplinary methods, and the assumption is that the offenses are done by the ladies. I'm not saying it's bad, it's good. Okay, use them. So if you exhaust them and they're not working, now you can use the low key. But don't just be beating all the time. Every little thing, a fly is passing by, you want to cane. Everything you want to cane, please desist from that. Caning in our modern world today is not working. It's not our parents that used to say, they will beat you, go home, you report and they beat you again. That the teacher didn't really beat you well. So they will beat you now. So these days, a child, the parents will come and then they will question you why you paid this or a child like that. So we have to be careful. Good. Any question? No, I won't open for questions. Let's do some practical work here. And we see how we can solve this problem with the assumption that teachers are intelligent professionals who use their mind. Okay? So it's just a scenario. Now, it goes this way. Okay, now let's listen with rapt attention. 3 boys were playing football when Ricardo came over and threw a stone at them. 3 boys were playing football when Ricardo came over and threw a stone at them. So as a professional teacher who use our mind, what do you think is the cause? If you know, raise up your hand and just let us know. What will you do? First, identify the problem. And then we'll look at the steps that you take. 3 boys were playing football when Ricardo came over and threw a stone at them. What is the cause? They say we teachers are intelligent professionals who use our mind. So this is a scenario, a practical scenario. So let us identify the cause. Okay, I'll tell you. Look like you are still thinking. I'm going to tell you. The cause is that he felt left out. Yeah, you knew you were quite this. Now, yes. He felt left out. Now they are 4 children. 3 were playing football. The 4th one came in and started throwing stones at them. The reason is that he wasn't invited. He was left out. They should have invited him. Okay? So if you were a teacher, and then this report came to you, then you are beginning to look for a cane. They start caning Ricardo. Why are they playing football and you are praying? Are you mad? Are you crazy? Are you caning? And that's not the issue. The issue is that he was left out. So as a teacher, ask the 3 boys, oh, why did you leave Ricardo? Did he invite you? Next time you are playing football, invite your friends. That's part of the discipline. So he was left out, that's why he was angry. A child is a child. If you are left out, walk away. But he's a child, he can't think further than that. So that's the problem. But you cannot also cane Ricardo because of that childish thinking. Tell Ricardo, next time you want to play, ask them. Did you ask them? And they say no. Just ask Ricardo. He should have asked them to participate. But he didn't do that. And start, how would they know that you wanted to play? Okay? That time, Ricardo didn't deserve any beating. The thing is, don't focus on the wrongdoing. Focus on the cause. Because if you want to focus on the wrongdoing, you are going to cane Ricardo for just, throwing stones at them. But the reason is that he wasn't invited, and that's why he was left out. And that's why he reacted. So you as a teacher, don't start caning Ricardo for doing for wrongdoing. Tell the 2 parties what they did was wrong. You should have invited your colleague to play with you. And you two should have been patient. Ask them if you could join. If they say no, walk away. If you don't play football, you die. Also, you have close to bed. You want to. But if you focus on the wrongdoing, you are going to just cane Ricardo for no reason. You understand? Okay, let's continue. So still the playing, the 3 boys were playing. Alex watched Troy when Troy deliberately bumped into him in line. I repeat, Alex watched. You know when you're playing football and somebody playing, that's what. Alex watched Troy when Troy deliberately bumped into him, like he ran into him. He saw him instead of bypassing, he just ran into him. Okay. The question is why? When Alex watched Troy, maybe he didn't do it intentionally, but Alex watched Troy, and then Troy deliberately bumped into him. Why? The answer is he was angry.